chapeau n'est pas magique.
Espérons qu'elle me le rendra.
Sais-tu pourquoi Caraba, la sorcière, est méchante?
Bien sûr, je le sais tout.
Pourquoi alors?
Parce que... c'est une sorcière.
Alors, pourquoi est-ce une sorcière?
Oh, tu m'ennuies. Tu es trop petit.
So, an introduction of an important idea here, that from the onset, Kirikou, from the moment of coming into the world, is asking questions about his world. He's asking, why are the things the way that they are? And in not accepting the sort of ready-made answers that he's given. Why is the sorceress evil? She's a sorceress. What a silly question is that? Of course she's evil. That's just the way it is. Sorceresses are evil. But why? Why are they evil? Well, that's bothering the grandfather, the elder of the village. Don't ask such questions. And it's an interesting dichotomy that Kirikou plays, in that he's this incredible individual, yet his actions are for the group. I mean, he's somewhat supernatural to begin with. He doesn't have a whole lot to gain from defying the sorceress the way that he does, but he does it anyway, and the group benefits, and the group is really the only one that benefits. It's an interesting idea.
Oh, Caraba, voici tout notre or. Sois clémente avec nous.
Malheur à vous, si vous avez gardé une seule pépite.
Caraba, la sorcière, pourquoi es-tu méchante? Pourquoi es-tu méchante?
Mais tu es la voix du chapeau.
Je suis Kirikou, qui sait ce qu'il veut, et je veux savoir pourquoi tu es méchante.
Misérable crapaud, je devrais te croquer sur le champ, mais tu es vraiment trop petit pour m'intéresser. J'attends que tu aies un peu grandi pour avoir plus de matière. Maintenant, disparaissez!
Ton fils nous fait honte. Tu élèves mal ton enfant.
And with these kinds of responses that the village people give, both Kirikou and her mother, you can begin to think of the village as a character unto itself. That you have the independent characters, or the individual characters, but they really function as one group, in that they make it through tradition, and the tradition sometimes is very rational, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's it's just learned from generation to generation, and it's just maladaptive. It made sense last generation, it doesn't make sense this generation, or what have you. And Kirikou going out and asking these questions, and being just very upfront about it, having no reverence really to social expectation or cultural expectation, it becomes sort of the enemy at first of the village, at least in the eyes of the village people, and certainly this scene shows why. Now remember here that the sorceress asked for the gold after having been tricked about the magic hat. Now, that was Kirikou, right? So in an unfortunate kind of way, a biased opinion could easily pin it all on Kirikou, and indeed that's how it starts out. that our little avatar begins his journey as a not a public enemy, but one that really is a pain in the ass to have around.
Est-ce que tous les hommes ont combattu Karaba la sorcière?
Oh non, mais ceux qui ne combattaient pas ont été aussi bien dévorés que les autres. Karaba la sorcière est de mauvaise humeur. Et je crains qu'elle n'attire les enfants chez elle.
Alors, je reste pour surveiller.
C'est bien.
Et si on jouait au cavalier?
Oh oui! Oui! On va bien s'amuser!
Oh, on ne te parle pas.
Va-t'en! On ne joue pas avec les petits. Mais pourquoi? Va-t'en, t'as dit!
So like I promised, the theme of being rejected, of being he's too little, he's too, too small, too this, too that, whatever it might be, repeats itself. But in this situation, it's a little bit different than what it was before with his uncle and the hat.
Montons dedans. Non! Non, mais qu'est-ce qui lui prend?
Ne montez pas dedans! C'est la sorcière! Qu'est-ce que tu en sais?
And this is why it's different. In this situation, he's offering warning to the kids, or an extension of that earlier village people character that I had mentioned.
Je suis le capitaine.
Descendez, sautez dans l'eau! La pirogue nous emmène vers Karaba la sorcière! Sautez tant qu'il est temps! J'ai peur! Sautez!
La pirogue de la sorcière. Ils sont perdus. Oh.
Maintenant, on a jusqu'au bord et on se sauve!
Kirikou n'est pas grand, mais il est vaillant.
Mais enfin, cette pirogue
So is the
ne
boat
revient
to
pas.
represent some sort of enticement, some sort of seduction, something that, a townspeople or a village people kind of character would be attracted towards, without thinking much about the ramifications of it. Do very beautiful boats appear just out of nowhere? Just like, do you get a BMW in your garage one morning? Would you jump into it? And why would you jump into it if you would? Or why wouldn't you if you would? Or if you wouldn't, rather.
Kirikou est sage. Suivez ses conseils pour ne pas être mangé par la sorcière.
Je pense qu'il serait sage de rentrer au village.
Certainly, really like a victory for Kirikou. The first beginning with the hat, and then with the boat. And both times they celebrated him, but even after celebrating him, here's another situation where he's warning them, and regardless of what celebration had happened before, they still want to do things their way.